Everybody needs one person to whom they feel securely attached.
Fleeting effect of having supportive relationships.
That's right, they are less likely to open up.
And one of those things which you write about and I've seen in the study is, as you said earlier, is connections and relationships.
Yeah.
How important, can you quantify to me the importance of having a romantic partner in your life as it relates to health outcomes?
Well, unfortunately, I can. And because I just want to say that you do not need a romantic partner to get these benefits. Because some people have said to me, well, if I don't have a romantic partner, should I just walk in front of the bus now and end it all, right? No, it's fine not to have a romantic partner. But there is research that shows that actually people who are married, men live 12 years longer on average if they're married, and women live 7 years longer on average if they're married. This is some studies in the United States. That said, it's not the marriage license. It's about an intimate connection. And you can have an intimate connection with somebody who's not a romantic partner. Could be a good friend, could be a sibling, could be an adult child, so many things, so many ways to have this. What we think is that everybody needs at least one person to whom they feel securely attached. Our original participants in our research, at one point we asked them, who could you call in the middle of the night if you were sick or scared? List everybody. And most people could list several people that they could call, but some people couldn't list anyone. And some of those people who couldn't list anyone had romantic partners. Yeah. So you can be lonely in a romantic partnership, right? You can be isolated in an intimate relationship. So all that is to say that it is really the quality of a secure connection that we're talking about, that we think everybody needs at least one of in the world to get these kinds of benefits.
What is the physiological or spiritual or Zen reason why having a intimate relationship with at least one individual is causing us to live longer?
Yeah. So there are a lot of theories about this, but the best theory for which there's some good data has to do with stress. The idea that good relationships actually help us manage stress and help us manage negative emotion. So, stress happens all day long, right? And if I leave here and something upsetting happens, my body will literally change. My blood pressure will go up, my heart rate will increase, I might start to sweat, right? That's normal. The body goes into something called fight or flight mode. We're supposed to be able to do that because we want to prepare to meet a challenge. Evolutionarily, it's a good thing. But then when the stressor is removed, the body's meant to return to equilibrium. So if I have something upsetting happen and I go home and complain to my wife, I can literally feel my body calm down. If you have a friend you can call and you can talk about what was upsetting, you can literally feel that return to equilibrium. What we know happens is that people who are lonely, people who are socially isolated, don't have that. And what we have been able to demonstrate is that they stay in a kind of fight or flight mode. So higher levels of stress hormones circulating like cortisol, higher levels of inflammation. And that's how we're pretty sure that isolation, loneliness, or toxic relationships through stress can break down your coronary arteries, can break down your joints, can make it more likely that you'll get type 2 diabetes. So that's how the same mechanism can affect lots of different body systems.
And stress is really intrinsically linked to poor nutrition, right? So if I'm stressed, I'm more likely to reach for the Kit Kat.
Exactly. You're more likely to go to the casino or to place that bet or buy
make short-term decisions and not delay gratification.
Exactly.
Maybe explains why men live less long as well, because they are less likely to open up according to the data and be vulnerable, and therefore their stress is not reduced by the insulating effect of having supportive relationships.
That's right.
By the insulating effect of having supportive relationships.
That's right. They are less likely to open up. In fact, when they've done studies of how couples argue with each other, they videotape them. What they see is that men are more likely to withdraw during an argument and women are more likely to pursue, to say, look, I want to talk about this. And the man is likely to kind of clam up and literally sink back in his chair. And so it literally involves a process of learning sometimes for many men to learn to say it's okay. And one of the things we know is that men often have an aversive physiologic reaction during arguments that make them want to withdraw. So that the same kind of fight or flight mode for men may make them want to hang back, and for women may make them want to engage. And that's a little bit trickier. The science is a little trickier in that regard, but there's some idea that that's part of what goes on for us gender-wise.
I understand how men might end up in that situation from maybe watching movies or, I don't know, stereotypes that are portrayed in media of what a man is, right? But are we also inheriting that from our parents?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We get socialized all the time. In fact, there's some research on adolescent boys, and the research suggests that younger boys have close friends and they emotionally confide in each other. And then as those teenage boys get older, they stop doing that. And there's some idea that it's not considered manly to do that. So the boys stop doing it. The girls continue to do it because they've been socialized that it's okay, that it's feminine. It's perfectly reasonable for a girl and a woman to confide in other people, whereas manly men don't do that. And that's one of the stereotypes in the ways that we're raised that hopefully is subsiding. That there are more ways to feel like a real boy, a real man, that include emotional engagement with other people.